So, if you believe that these streaks are natural clouds or the mist, steam that's frozen from jet aircraft, you probably don't know north from south. You are so much are dependent on what masters tell you: government, religion, scientism. You are lost in space instead of being here in reality, where it's the world created for you, but you've given it away, or rather, it's been stolen, and you love it. I have to have compassion for that, for you, not contempt. Love, not hate. Embracing, not fear. I know north and south.
Sure. Your memo and release yesterday, Jeffrey Epstein, it left some lingering mysteries. One of the biggest ones is whether he ever worked for an American or foreign intelligence agency. The former Labor Secretary, who was Miami U.S. Attorney Alex Costa, he allegedly said that he did work for an intelligence agency. So could you resolve whether or not he did? And also, could you say why there was a minute missing from jailhouse tape?
Yeah, sure.
Hey, could I just interrupt for a second? Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is unbelievable. Do you want to waste the time and you feel like answering?
I don't mind answering.
I mean, I can't believe you're asking a question on Epstein at a time like this where we're having some of the greatest success and also tragedy with what happened in Texas. It just seems like a desecration, but you go ahead.
I guess I'm not laughing at Trump supporters. I'm laughing at this dog, a bulldog, and you'll hear it huffing and fluffing. It's just a very interesting breed. No, it's an example of perhaps where we crossbred dogs that serve vanity rather than purpose. And lingering feelings of attraction to Trump and his kind of make America great, which MAGA means wizard or something. Nathan sent me something on that. Yeah, it's really just an ego relationship now, because you've gotten into bed with him. Of course, you've gotten into bed with him, and if you got into bed with Musk, there was like a three-way going on with you, Musk, and Trump. Doesn't bear thinking about. But now you're in a difficult situation. Which lover are you going to choose? Because Musk has got his own party. He's using obviously deep state money, which is siphoned by NASA and other agencies, for him to do his part. Control the Twitter, create this excitement, particularly amongst the young, about technocracy to come, and then get them to fight each other over it and bring about such change. Like, once you're in bed with, now you have to go along with Uncle Donald, who is, fleecing the people. Oh my goodness. It's becoming so obvious, right? And surely you can see this if you are without the visors and the breathing apparatus. So Trump is, RFK as well. I do think that part of what he offers is for people to go, okay, there are problems. Yes, he's going to take a lot of people down with him along the route, and it's nowhere near. Come on, there's so much clear and present, obvious information, and we know for sure that if government wanted to collect the data on the process, get this. It's a pretty impressive plane, actually. It's a big plane. You know, it'll have just come back from a mission of new footage for NASA. Did I ever tell you about the guy who does diving for NASA in South Africa, scuba diving, to get a black box, to go down to a black box that's embedded in the bottom of a deep lake in South Africa, near Johannesburg, and he has to get data from it, I believe, every day. I spoke to the father of the diver. I didn't speak to the diver himself, but he was earning a good dollar salary and being paid directly by NASA. It wasn't some kind of, you know, and they're able to collect data points on anything, anywhere, if they wanted to. And so that the cavernous lack of data that exists with regards to post safe and effective, that speaks volumes all by itself. Oh, well, we don't have that information. There's a reason why you don't have that information. So you can continue to act dumb and shun the millions, and I'm not exaggerating when I say it, millions, who are suffering or have left us. It is a vast crime against mankind, but it sits in the pantheon of great deceptions, of which there are numerous. The majority will continue to vote for their Donald or the opposite to Donald. You know, and people were vexated by the previous dude, Biden, because he was set up to be, established to be bumbling and perhaps even, you know, losing his faculties. True or not, the sort of overarching kind of impression is that, you know, this guy's just made all these mistakes, let all these terrorists in, and so we must, we must work doubly to, you know, go the other way. So I let him open the gate and let a few people through, amongst them a small percentage of ne'er-do-well, rather than those generally seeking a better life. And now we can blame it on him that I'm required to build not only a new gate, tighter gate, but actually a much bigger wall. And people will protest for and against. People will, the wars, the financials, they will protest and then wait for a solution to be offered. But it won't be the one. And this example of Epstein or Stein is a classic, because, you know, just like Trump came up with warp speed and Space Force, well, he didn't come up with it. He was the PR guy for them. He was committing to, you know, clarifying the whole thing and bringing the list. And those people who have been energetically waiting for all of this darkness to be expunged have been dealt a bitter blow by this recent thing. And I hope that it's a wake-up call to realize that this is all theater. As much as I kind of, like, you know, I hear some more anti-globalist rhetoric coming from perhaps the other side, the BRICS side, if you like. It's perhaps, again, just meant to offer the antithesis. As I said in an earlier video, I think that that this may well be the glide slope into a world literally dominated by a different system, a Chinese-looking system. Still lots of people, but not the sense of liberty perhaps that we once believed we had. No, I've never had it. It was just that the noose was gradually tightening, and now that noose is getting towards breaking point. If perhaps this is a good guide for us all, that if the game out there is causing me to feel energy, fight, flight, freeze, fawn, if it's causing me that, then it's still holding sway. And I think you and I are of the type of people who care very much and want for the harming and the wrongness to stop out there. But at first we were all impacted by this material world, so-called material world. We were all impacted by it. And so the work is for us each within. And if we think that we do not have work within, I think that we've missed the point, because even a Jesus kind of guy would still be doing work, inner work. But the point is really that if the world, WHIRLED, out there is keeping you in the spin cycle, then you have yet to reattach to your true self, rather than this attachment to the external. And we recognize it in globe believers, right? We recognize clearly and obviously, we can see that attachment to the external. So it's clear as day to us. But it's blind to them. Blind. And this is true with the stuff that's within, is that it's often blind for us. That's why it's good sometimes to have a partner who can point that stuff out. And we can't drink it away. We can't think it away. We can't distract ourselves with myriad distractions, bread and circuses, whether it's Netflix, MTV, or Truther Central. We can't distract ourselves. We can distract ourselves. We can't attend the garden within. It's not to say there shouldn't be a little bit of bread and circuses and some fun. It's not about becoming monk-like, super strict on everything. Like, well, it's so important that I'm like, if we are the temple of God, then I think it's fine that the temple will sometimes get a little bit dusty, and that things will at times need polishing. But it's okay that they get tarnished, because they can be polished. Even if you've left them for a long while, they can get polished. So if you're wanting more thoughts and more guidance on polishing the silverware, then hit me up. I do work with folks who feel and see that. Have a super day.